guys, I'm Anita and I'm back with another video. I thought I wanted to do another video today because I realized I've been doing some book hauls every month for this channel, and while I love personally watching book hauls and I love making book haul videos and I love sharing the books that I have gotten so with the new additions to my shelf. I saw a discussion video made by this guy called Alf Books. Well, his channel name is something like that. I'll add a link down below to his channel, and he's discussed why he never posted book haul videos on his channel, and he sort of came up with some issues that I really understand. I can see why he thinks these things, and I respect his reasons for this. And it also made me think about why I post book hauls, because obviously I love watching book hauls because I love seeing all these books that you're all excited about having purchased, and I love getting inspired by these book hauls to maybe add to my TBR list. But I also love when some of the book hauls that I'm watching where the person have gotten some books that I have read that I'm super excited about, and now I'm excited that she's going to experience this particular book. That's why I love watching book hauls. I can understand why to some people it might seem as if you're showing off whatever you were able to get, but for me it's just because I'm so excited to get to these books. I really want to read all the books that I get, but I just, it's sort of difficult. But it's not because I understand completely when you feel like you can't afford any books. Before I started my new job back in June, I barely purchased any books, for physical books, for, well, about 2 years. I might have purchased 2 or 3 books over the whole years then. So I totally understand why it can be sometimes hard not to be able to fit them into the budget, because I barely could manage to get everything to work around. Even though I had a full-time job, it just didn't pay enough for me to be able to save up to something. Anyway, enough about that. So I wanted today to share with you my library book haul, because there's nothing at all bad about going to the library to get your books. If that's the way you can get these books, then I want to share the excitement of when I've been to the library to get books. I love going to the library, just sort of wandering around there for about an hour or something, just looking through the shelves, seeing if there's something new I want to take with me. So I've just gotten back from the library and I have a little bag of books to show you, because obviously I was thinking about not taking any books back because I have so many books on my shelves, but I just love getting books from the library as well. So the first book that I have in here is Blood Rites by Kristen Painter, and this is the first book in House of Kumari or something. I have had this book series on my TBR for a while, and it just stood there on the shelf and I was like, yeah, I need it. It's sort of a chunkster. It's 532 pages long, but the font is pretty big, so it should be pretty quick to read it. I'm actually really excited about this one. I think it's only a 4-book series. At least that's what I remember when looking at it on Goodreads. So I'm really all about that. And it's a vampire paranormal story, so I'm excited about that. It follows this girl called Chrisabel, and she's a rare human being where her blood is being sold to these vampires at extremely high rates. And then one day when her master vampire thing, I think, dies, then they all believe that she's the killer, and then she has to go on a run and to try and hide in the human world, where she meets this other vampire who's this sort of crazy man who's not faring well with him being a vampire. Anyway, I'm all about these sort of stories, so I can't wait to dive into this one. I think this is just up my alley. The other book I have on here is the second book in the Graceling trilogy. This is a companion novel trilogy. So this follows a new character, but it's set in this world where there are all these Gracelings who've been graced by this extra power. So this is Fire. And then there's the last book in this series called Bitterblue, but I don't think they have that one at the library, so I'll have to get it somehow in another way. But I really loved Katza's story, which apparently in Danish was divided into 2 sections. This, however, is only one book, I believe. I hope that this is the whole book, because I would be pretty annoyed if it has a second part as well and I'm not able to get that. But this is a 432 6-pages book, so I think it's the whole novel. The other one was only 250, I think. Both of them. So I'm excited about getting on with this one. Then I also saw School Spirits by Rachel Hawkins. I believe this is actually a spin-off to the Hexhall trilogy. I'm not sure about that, but this is super short and I love the Hexhall. I think it sounds like something similar to it, and the cover also looks a little like it, because with the mirroring thing here, which is also on the cover of Hexhall, as you can see here. So I'm really excited about getting to this book. Yeah, I think it's one of the first books that I'll pick up from this haul. And then I got 2 books from a series that I started in May or June. It was children's novel, but this is actually children's horror. So that's where they were in the children's section, at least at the library, and that is the continuation of a series of unfortunate events. So this is the 3rd book, and that is called, and the original title of this one is The White Widow. So this is book 3 of that. And then the 4th book is The Miserable Mill. And these books, I understand why they are under the horror section, because they're definitely a little hard to get through, because the evil count is so evil as he is, and it seems like there's no joy and light in the future for these kids. But they're written in a really interesting way that I feel like it's very clever, and I really enjoy reading these books and seeing how these kids are going to get out of these situations that they're getting in. So I'm excited to get to them, and they're so short and so easy to read that I think I'll get to them this month as well. And the last and final book from my library haul this time, I don't know if it will be, they will probably stay here for a couple of months, hopefully, is Slasher Girls and Monster Boys, which is a short story collection edited together by April Genevieve Tsochok. I have actually had this on my Amazon wish list for a while, but I haven't bought it because I didn't feel like I thought it was a little expensive in there. And so when I saw this in the library, I was super happy, because now I can read this. When I bought the Amazon purchase for September, I was debating getting Bazaar of Bad Dreams and Slasher Girls and Monster Boys, but since this was 50% off, I decided to go with this one. And then now I can read this one as well. So I'm super happy about that. There's so many great authors that have written something for this, like Leigh Bardugo, who I really love. A.G. Howard, who's the author of Splintered, the Alice in Wonderland, Marie Lu, the author of Legend, and the other series that she's just about to release, the last book in that trilogy. I forgot the name of that. Danielle Page, the author of Dorothy Must Die. Kendare Blake, the author of Anna Dressed in Blood. Jay Kristoff, the author of Illuminae. And April Genevieve Tsochok, obviously, who is the author of Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea. I'm really excited about all of my library books. They're all some books that I'm really excited about, and I just wanted to share with you that libraries are great I would only wish that my personal library have an even better selection of books, because I feel like there's a lot of books that they don't have, that I really like to get to, because they don't have a lot of urban fantasy, for instance. They have a lot of YA paranormal books, and they have a lot of children's fantasy books, middle grade books, and they have a lot of literary fiction, and they have a lot of crime thriller mysteries from the Danish, Scandinavian, and lots of other authors as well, but mainly they focus on the Scandinavian authors, and I don't read a lot from them. So, but I do use the library frequently, and so this is my haul. I hope that I will be able to get some of these books into the next month, otherwise I won't be able to finish them all, I don't think. If I do, I'll be happy. But let me know in the comments down below if you like going to the library, and if you use it a lot. Also let me know in the comments down below what you think about book hauls, because I'd like to know that as well. I know that a lot of you people watch my book haul videos, and I guess it's because you like them. I hope that's why you watch them, and I hope you don't get offended by people posting book hauls. But I've definitely taken things into account, and I will be posting a lot more library hauls in the future. I'll also say, if you have difficulties economically to finance all of these physical books, you can also buy ebooks. I have a ton of Kindle books that I've never shown you. Someday maybe I will share with you, but there's so many. I think I have over 200 titles on my Kindle that is unread. So it's absolutely ridiculous, and I need to get back to them. But that is because I have been subscribing to this mail service, which is called BookBub. They get me deals of the day by some of my favorite genres. I subscribe and I tell them what sort of genres I like, and then I get a daily mail where they collect all the very, very good book deals that are on Kindle or on Amazon, on your Nook, on your whatever sort of e-reader that you use. And I have gotten so many books that way, because I got books for free or for like 99 cents or $1.99. Sometimes it's mostly the first book that's pretty cheap, and I understand why that's annoying when you feel like you're committed to a series and you have to buy the next books for mostly full price. But usually you can get Kindle books for $5, and yeah, that's definitely a lot cheaper than a lot of physical books. Anyway, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video, hopefully very, very soon. Goodbye.